Have you ever wondered what the difference between vegan and plant-based is? I know I did in the beginning, and when I first started eating plant-based, I didn't want to call myself vegan because I really didn't understand what it meant to be vegan. Well, stick around because I'm going to give you a comparison of the two, and that will help you to decide, are you vegan? Are you plant-based? Are you neither?
Are you ready to live the life you deserve? Do you want to feel vibrantly healthy and reach your optimal weight without dieting while being kind to animals and the planet? Then you're in the right place at the right time. Welcome to Plant-Based Eating for Health with your host, certified plant-based nutritionist, Kathleen Gage.
So right now I'm enjoying a nice plant-based lunch. I'll let you see right here. It's a nice spring mix with garbanzo beans, chickpeas, olives, beets, black beans, almond slices, and a vegan Caesar dressing mix. And I'll put the link below to the recipe for the Caesar vegan dressing mix, which I make from scratch, and I make it with cashews. But when I first started out on my journey of being a plant-based eater, I didn't want to call myself vegan because I thought vegans were radical. Well, today I'm pretty much vegan, at least in the way that I eat. Now I'm moving more and more into being a vegan when it comes to all different aspects of my lifestyle. But let me explain what the difference is. So I'll actually put up kind of a comparison between plant-based and vegan. You can be vegan and not be plant-based. You can be plant-based and not be vegan. Usually somebody who is 100% whole food plant-based is actually vegan. What vegan means is void of all animal products and all dairy products. So in your food consumption, you don't eat any beef, you don't eat any pork, you don't eat any chicken, you don't eat any fish, period, end of story, and you don't consume any dairy products. Now, hardcore vegans, they don't wear any clothing that is made out of animal products. They don't use any products like makeup and hairspray and shampoo that's animal tested. So they're really looking at the compassionate side of what it means to consume products and consume food. So when I started plant-based eating again, the reason I mainly started was because I was getting terrible inflammation, and I avoided calling myself vegan like it was just all crazy people who were vegans. And now I call myself a vegan. I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and hit the ratings and review. If this is on any of the audio platforms, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If it's on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and leave a rating and a review. Click the like button. But help us to get this message out. And be sure to check out my free beginner's guide to plant-based eating. All you need to do is click the link below. I'll put the link in the description, and it's plantbasedeatingforhealth.com. That's plantbasedeatingforhealth.com/guide. Plantbasedeatingforhealth.com/guide. And it's free. It'll give you the first 3 months of what my journey was. And since that time, I've made a lot of changes. I go deeper and deeper into the lifestyle. And I have to say, it's a great lifestyle. I actually call myself a plant-based vegan because what that does for me, and this is only for me, and I speak from my own experience, but in talking to a lot of people who are plant-based and vegan, by me saying plant-based vegan, then I tend to stay the course much more than if I just said I'm plant-based, because then I could deviate, or if I said I was vegan and I could have Oreo cookies, or I could have foods that aren't the healthiest foods to have, and they are more junk food, vegan food. So nothing against vegans, nothing against plant-based eating, but there is a distinction between the two. So the thing that you want to look at is, what are your reasons for starting? The way I describe it is, I'm plant-based for health and I'm vegan for compassion. Vegan for compassion to the animals, to the earth, to my body, because quite seriously, when you consume animal-based products, you are doing harm to your body. And it's so interesting because right now with what's going on with the pandemic and a lot of people that are putting a Band-Aid over the situation, it's like, yes, wearing masks is a really good idea. Washing your hands on a regular basis, really good idea. That's just good hygiene. Social distancing, it's a good idea. And yet it doesn't get to the root of the problem. It's really frustrating when you listen to the news and they talk about, well, here are ways to minimize your risk. Well, what about the core way to minimize your risk, which is factory farmed animals and consuming those kind of animals? Because energetically, you're putting all of that into your body. Energetically, you're taking on the pain and the anguish and the fear that the animals go through before they're slaughtered to end up on somebody's plate. And I was talking to somebody earlier today who said, well, maybe I could give up the meat, but I sure couldn't give up the cheese. And the reality is it's not about you couldn't give up the cheese. You choose not to give up the cheese. So my recommendation in looking at what you can do when you decide to go plant-based or vegan is, first of all, look at why you're doing this. What is your big why? What is your big reason for making this change? Got my salad going on, but this is a delicious salad. I'm eating it a little bit at a time. And my little dog, and let me see if she's here. Roxy, come here. Roxy, come here. Get her up here. Come here. You want that? Come here. Let me get Roxy and show you my little rescue dog. Here's little Roxy. This is Roxy, and Roxy likes vegan salads. And she's actually 2 years of a rescue, coming up in December, 2 years. And I do a lot of animal rescue. And it was so interesting because what hit me one day, no, you can't go in the plate. But what hit me one day was that here I was rescuing animals. Here I was so loving towards animals. I was so compassionate towards animals, and I was eating animals. And it hit me one day that was so out of alignment. So the way I view plant-based vegan eating is that it's truly in alignment if you say that you love animals. And I really don't understand, but it took me until I was 64 years old before I finally went plant-based, turned 66 in May. So it's been just shy of 2 years since I've gone plant-based. And so I have to have more compassion for people who have not yet come to that realization. But one day it hit me that here I am saying that I love animals, and yet I'm eating animals. What a disconnect. And when it really hit me was when I was walking by the meat department in the store. I was about 6 months into my plant-based journey. And I was walking by the meat department, and I literally stopped in my tracks because I could feel the anguish and the pain. And so my whole premise for what I do, my whole purpose for what I do is it's about raising awareness and giving people the information that allows them to make better choices, giving people information about food deserts, where in a lot of low-income inner city areas, it's easier to get a pack of cigarettes and a six-pack of beer than it is a head of lettuce. That's a fact of life. Raise awareness around the food insecurities that people have. And a lot of people, it's not that they want to eat at fast food restaurants, it's that that's the cheapest way to eat because that food is subsidized. And when you can get a hamburger for $1 and a meal with all the junk for $2 or $3 compared to a few dollars for a good, healthy, plant-based meal, well then usually the choice is going to be the lower price, but in the long term, you pay a bigger price. And yet, if you do everything from scratch, like let's say that you have your chickpeas and you have your red beans and you have your black beans and you have the rice and the lentils, and you do all of that in bulk and from scratch, you actually can spend less than if you go to a fast food restaurant, and it's much, much healthier. You might be able to do co-op gardens. Check in your local area to see if there are co-op gardens. Find out if there's low-income farmers markets. There's all sorts of solutions. But what is the difference? Vegan and plant-based. Vegan, again, is for compassion in my understanding. And then plant-based is where it's for health. You combine the two and you've got compassionate, healthy living. This is Kathleen Gage. I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and hit the ratings and review. If this is on any of the audio platforms, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If it's on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and leave a rating and a review. Click the like button. But help us to get this message out. And be sure to check out my free beginner's guide to plant-based eating. All you need to do is click the link below. I'll put the link in the description, and it's plantbasedeatingforhealth.com. That's plantbasedeatingforhealth.com/guide. plantbasedeatingforhealth.com/guide. And it's free. It'll give you the first 3 months of what my journey was. And since that time, I've made a lot of changes. I go deeper and deeper into the lifestyle. And I have to say, it's a great lifestyle. Have a great day.
Thank you for your commitment to an ethical life through plant-based food choices. The kind of choices that are kind to your body, the environment, and most of all, animals. Be sure to leave a review and rating of the Plant-Based Eating for Health podcast show.